Hey everyone, it's Jessica Michaels here for the Shimmer Paints design team again. I am starting off this layout by prepping a sheet of textured white cardstock with some clear gesso by Finnabair using my spatula tool that I got from Amazon, and I just spread a good amount on there and then just kind of let that dry. While that was drying, I was actually cutting out all of those waves from that wavy paper, and then when this is dry, I pulled it back over and then started on my mixed media by spraying some of the Vibes colors in Seize the Day, Jeni Blue, and Ocean Water. So I'm using 3 different shades here on this, and then I'm also pulling in a 4th shade in that little Inklings pot there, which is Steely Blue Eyes. So I've spritzed down my paper with water first, which is what that gesso is going to do, is going to hold up to all of these heavy wet mediums on this paper and allow some blendability. Like you can see here, all of these colors are just blending together quite beautifully, and I just love the way that this looks. I just pick my paper up and kind of tilt it and turn it so that they're blended together, and then where I want more color of one of the shades, I'm just spritzing a little bit more color on there. And I'm just going to dab up some of these pools there in the middle and just kind of spread them around and get them to blend and soften up on the edges by just using my paper and tilting it around like that. So I really like the way that this is looking at this point. I'm going to kind of let this dry a little bit, but I want to flick on some splatters first. So I'm just using my paintbrush, a little bit of water, and then I'm also using the nozzles from inside these bottles to just take those nozzles out and flick that on my paper to add some splatters that way. That one there is actually a color splash color in Gold Digger. It's one of my favorite gold colors, and it's just a really nice shade. And then I'm just adding some colors in these other ones for some additional splatters. I'm actually going to grab some white paint here as well. This is just some white acrylic paint. I'm just going to water down a little bit of that using my paintbrush and just flick on some splatters with the white as well, just to break up all of those colors and kind of create a marbled effect. I'm going to set this aside to dry at this point, and here's what it looks like after it's completely dry. It's nice and soft now. I did run it through my hot laminator after it dried just to smooth it out and take out any of the warping. And then what I've done here is I've pulled out the Pebbles Fun in the Sun collection, and I have trimmed down these waves in that patterned paper from that collection and just trimmed a bunch of these little wavy strips. I'm just going to go ahead and here using my tape runner, and then I'm going to grab my sewing machine, which is a Brother sewing machine, and I'm going to do some machine stitching across all of these waves in a nice little wavy pattern and just go kind of back and forth and down my layout using some gold thread. So that's going to look really cool, and I'll show you that in a second after I get all of these strips on here. I actually did this part before I left for a crop, and I didn't finish the layout before I went, and it was laying on my desk, so I grabbed it and took it with me to finish at the crop. So here in a minute, you're actually going to see my screen change and flip over to where I was filming at my crop. And here's my machine stitching. That's how that turned out. I love the way that that looks now. Here you can see I have a blue tablecloth that is at my crop at this point. And actually the lighting looks pretty good here. So I was pretty impressed. I have my white paper here. I am going to start working with my photos and my embellishments. And I'm going to map my photos with some smooth white cardstock first. I'm going to make a little film strip here. So I'm just going to line these up and then cut them all out at once. I'm going to add some layers behind my photos and around them, and then I'm just going to use a whole bunch of embellishments. I also grabbed that Wet n Wild color cast acrylic, and I'm going to use that as my title, and then I'm going to just grab various bits from this Pebbles collection here. This has been one of my favorite summery collections. I think it was from last summer, and I just really love all the fun colors in this, and I love that it has some orange color in it, and as well as some blues and greens, and that's going to match perfectly with my guy here in his swim attire. He was having fun at my sister's pool, and he he has his little floaties on because he can't swim yet, so he just kind of hangs out by the ladder, or he'll go in with me and I'll kind of pull him around and put him on an inner tube or something like that. But yeah, so we will soon be teaching this guy how to swim. He's trying to, and he's learning. So hopefully this summer, maybe he will learn to swim on his own, and we'll have a lot of fun with that. So I'm just going to add some layering around my photo strip here. I've got a little tag that I distressed just using my fingernails and popped that little guy behind my photos at the top. And then I'm going to rough up the rest of these edges and place this on top of there and create my nice little kind of like a photo strip. I'm using my tape gun here to attach these layers, and then I'm also going to grab my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to attach some of the other embellishments that I'm going to use. Just giving a little flip through this paper pad to see what other layers I may want to add around my photo. I really love that orange color, and then I love this little bit here. So I'm just going to add a couple of these little phrases. I think they're super cute, and I've just went ahead and cut a couple of these off to use. This one's like a little banner piece, and then there's two over here that I'm going to use that are just like little word phrases or word bits that I'm going to add to the left side of my photo strip. So you can see all my beautiful stitching, that mixed media kind of peeking through, and then those wave pieces are there as well. So super, super fun. I'm just going to finish up embellishing this one. If you want to place an order for any Shimmerz mixed media products, the website will be down below for you to just click on, and then make sure that you put my name in the note section, which is Jessica, to earn a free gift along with your order. I'm just going to pop some music in here while I finish this one up. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to list them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer. is what the finished layout looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this process today. Again, if you have any questions for me, list them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer. And I hope that I've inspired you to get creative today and try out some mixed media. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for being here. Bye bye.